Hi there, welcome to No Nonsense Whiskey. My name's VinPF, and on today's episode we're doing another Whisky In, Whisky Out, this time for the month of October 2023. It's an absolutely huge month. So many bottles have come in this month, it's unreal. Whisky industry is gearing up for Christmas, so bottles are coming left, right and centre. And only really a handful of bottle kills this month, which is pretty cool. You know, it's definitely... it's teetered on one side to the other this time around. But yeah, as always, if you're new to these videos, you can check out the content below in the timeline to see whether you want to just like look at the Whisky In or the Whisky Out or both or whatever. And of course, in the description below will be links to all of my reviews as and when I do them. Some of them I haven't done yet, some of them I have, which I'll say in the video. But yeah, especially the Whisky Ins will just be kind of showing you what I've got rather than kind of any in-depth thing, because some of them I haven't even opened yet. But yeah, the Whisky Outs will definitely be kind of mini bottle kill reviews. In any case then, let's get straight into it and see what we've got. First things first then, this here, you may have seen my short I did recently. This is a whiskey advent calendar. I've done a couple of these over my years, you know, so it's interesting to do this one this year. This year I managed to blag the premium one. So this it's quite expensive, it's 250 quid. They reduced it down to 230. But the intention this year is to do YouTube shorts on these, so only like a minute long, opening this every day in December. We'll see how I get on. Traditionally, I've not been able to manage to keep that up over the whole of December, but that's the intention this time around anyway. But yeah, as always with these things, I certainly don't recommend going and picking up the 250 quid one. You can get them for £100, which I know is still expensive, but if you have the money and you're interested in such things, or you want to splurge for a one-off, they're a fun little thing to do. So yeah, let me know if you're buying one of these. There's a link in the description below if you want to go and check these ones out, and then you can help support the channel a little bit as well. But let's put that back there for now. Yep, frame that, and we'll get straight into the rest of the Whisky Ins. Just in any old order then. The first one, we've got this Tullibardine 18, which I've actually just covered. I got this at the early October, so I managed to spend a couple of weeks with it before I reviewed it. So yeah, very interesting whiskey. Love the packaging on this, although as I said on the video, the box is too big to fit in my Kallax system behind me, so that's going to be going in the recycling. But yeah, that came in. Now this one here, I haven't reviewed this yet. This one's coming up very soon. This is the new Glasgow 1770 peated cask strength. Now, the original peated was my Whisky of the Year 2021. Didn't do a Whisky of the Year last year. Didn't fancy it. But as soon as this came out, I knew I had to go and buy it. So I literally just plonked the card online, and it's like 65 quid, 70 quid, including postage and packaging, which is only a snippet more than the normal. So yeah, it had to be bought. I bought that straight away. That review is going to be coming up soon. Another one I've just reviewed actually. Bit of a weird tube. I don't normally show the tubes on my videos anymore because they don't really fit with the framing of it all. But I tend to keep the tubes until I've reviewed them and done my Whisky In, Whisky Out. So these will go in recycling. But I have to say, I don't really like the tube on this one, because that's the front, but it sort of looks like a back. I mean that's the back, so it's obvious in this case. But when I first got it, I thought, don't really like the tube. It's not as fun as other whiskey. You know, they all can't be the same, right? If they're all, you know, if they all look like this, then this wouldn't be so special. That's the only thing I'll say to that. But yeah, yeah, like I said, I've just reviewed that one as well, so go and check out the link if you're interested in that. Now, a couple of really cool ones here. Actually, these just came in literally today, so they were lucky to make the cut for this month. But I've got here Starward, and this is the Left Field, and I've got the Starward Nova. I'm pretty sure I've tried these at festivals, but I don't remember what they're like at all at the moment. So yeah, I'll be doing my review of those fairly soon, once I've managed to pop those and spend some time with them. Something I like to do, you know. I do get sent some bottles from industry quite a lot actually these days, but I'll still never review the neck pour. I still like to spend a couple of weeks with them, even if they're brand new and people want to get their kind of content out straight away. I make it quite clear that I'll be reviewing these in a couple of weeks once I've had a chance to get round to them. Again, just came in today as well. I've had a busy day today. This is the Spearhead, and this is a single grain Scotch whisky. I've known about this for a while. Crafted in Loch Lomond Distillery, which can only be a good thing. And I do like single grain. Depends on how old this is or what they've managed to do with it. I don't remember trying it, is the truth. I don't remember trying it, but I've seen it around. So yeah, again, I haven't even put this one yet, just came in today. So that'll be reviewed again probably in a couple of weeks' time. Nice. Keep going. Okay, this one I think is probably going to be coming up this week. This is the Toravaig. I'm going to say Toravaig, peated, the Alt Glen Legacy Series, 61.1%. A bit of a monster. I have opened this, and I'm really enjoying it, I have to say. So that review's going to be coming soon. But yeah, I will say I'm going to bring this up on the video. But I like to talk about guard whiskey a lot, where you protect your expensive whiskey with something that's a little bit less expensive in front of it. Especially, it works really well on something like a Kallax, where you can fit 3 or 4 bottles abreast, and then therefore 3 or 4 bottles deep. Now, if you've got your expensive stuff behind like 12 other bottles, you're not going to go rummaging around. The only reason I bring that up is because this one here has a new version of that, and this box is so difficult to get in. It's just, I mean, I think it will loosen up in time, but and that was actually much easier than the first day I got it. But it's, oh, there you go, much easier now, there you go. But it's quite difficult to get into. So yeah, interesting choice. Keep going, we've got loads this month. We got, again, early on, you've probably seen my review of this again already, but I got this early on and it's just been sat there waiting for the right month to do it in. But this is the Glenwivis 2019 Batch 1, which is a really cool idea that they've got at this distillery, you know, community owned, all of that sort of stuff. But definitely go and check out that review. Obviously check out all of them, you know, ideally, but they're doing some really good stuff there, really interesting. Finally then, I've left this one till last because this one's important. This here, I mean, you can see I've really put a bit of a dent in this. This is the Elijah Craig Barrel Proof batch number C922, 62.4%. This was brought over for me by One Glass Man on Instagram, who happened to be in my local area. Thankfully, we had a bit of to and fro because I wasn't sure if I'd be able to make it over to see him or not. It's difficult for me to get out with my my daughter and that, but we made it work, and I'm so glad I did because he's such a good lad, and I haven't seen him since 2019. But in any case, he brought this over for me from the States, which is an incredible gesture, because this is, I mean, it's hard for him to get over there, but it's almost impossible for us to get over here. And this is obviously a really high strength Elijah Craig. I've got the standard version on my shelf as well, which I reviewed fairly recently, but I'm going to cover that when I can. But yeah, in terms of bourbon, you can't get much better than that, to be fair, although it is expensive. Alright then, that's the Whisky In. Yeah, we've got quite a lot this month. We've got a lot to be getting through. And then we've got the Whisky Out, which wasn't that much this month. I haven't had a very high drinking month this month. We had a few bottle kills. First of all then, we had this is the 10-year-old Ardmore from Canmore. Single cask Ardmore. It not cheap, it's 65 quid, but you know, I have to say, I mean, when you're comparing it to some of the other things I've got on the table here, like Glenwivis, that's about the same sort of price. So yeah, when people start moaning about a 10-year-old Ardmore because they're comparing it to what they know that they can already get, which is fair, but you know, the single cask and a selected cask, which is you know, doubly important to think about. It's not just any old cask; it's been a selected cask. I thought this was lovely, and as you can tell, I couldn't keep my mitts off of it. So yeah, really enjoyed that. It was a good whiskey. In the same vein, another Canmore. This was they've got a couple of different versions. The Canmore, and this is the No Statement Core range. So they've got they have a No Statement, and then they have an older one, a 12-year-old. They were fairly cheap. You know, I think this runs for about 35 quid, and the other one runs for 50. Then they've got their single cask series, of which this was part of. Yeah, I actually thought, if you're taking just the core range versions, I thought the No Statement was better in terms of the amount of money you had to pay for it. The 12-year-old is lovely, but I don't think it was worth the 15 quid extra, although, you know, still nice. But I thought this was a very reasonably priced whiskey. Finally then, only 3 this month. I was gutted to see this go, but my general rule is that when it gets below the label, or if the label's low, like this is a low label, I kind of picked this label. When it gets to about a third gone, that bottle starts to be brought forward. So even though this one here, which is the Girvan 31-year-old, this was the 5th release from Master of Malt in their single cask series. I knew I had to have this. I bought this almost immediately, and it sold out pretty much immediately as well. So yeah, you can't get this unfortunately, but I do implore you to go and check out Master of Malt's exclusive single cask range, because they've got so many bottles out, so many different distilleries, and if you like a specific distillery, like I quite like Girvan, and especially at 31 years, if you like a specific distillery, they'll have a single cask from it, I imagine. And if it's within your price range, then I would implore you to go and get it, because they're doing great stuff at Master of Malt. They really know what they're doing. But yeah, anyway, so I tend to, once it gets down to that kind of third level, no matter how good or expensive or needing of guarding that whiskey is, I'll start bringing it forward, and it'll be closer and closer to the front, to the point where when it really gets low and it's got a couple of drams left in it, it'll get drunk. I won't leave it for it to go to ruin, and that's what happened here. It slowly went down, and to the point where I had to kill it, and it's gone. Drink your whiskey. There you go. A bumper edition today of Whisky In, Whisky Out. I've got lots to get my teeth into. If there's things in here that I haven't covered already, again, check out the links in the description below for my reviews of these. Always appreciate it. I know you guys love the Whisky In, Whisky Out, but the reviews in between these are kind of my bread and butter. So if you do check them out, that'd be ideal. But yeah, the ones I haven't actually reviewed yet, if you want to see them being bumped up the list, then let me know in the comments below what you want to see first. But again, as always, let me know what you've bought this month and what you've killed this month. We're coming up to Christmas, so I know a lot of you are going to be trying to kind of make some space on your shelves. If you're the kind of person that has a finite amount of space, you'll want to make room for the new bottles coming in at Christmas time and that sort of thing for sure. Let me know what you're killing, and we'll have a discussion down in the comments below. But yeah, that's another wee for another month. I'll see you again on more videos coming forwards, and again, don't forget to check out those videos in between. Cheers. See you later.